Sup, it's your boy Big Reg coming to you from the shadow of the big house with a recap and reaction after the top 5 showdown between the number 2 ranked Michigan Wolverines versus the number 4 ranked Illinois Fighting Illini. Oh,
should be ranked number 1.
Friends, let me just say this. I was thinking of what kind of song to sing to open this up, but I couldn't find a song that matched the sentiment of getting your ass kicked, which is what happened to us today. Oh, no holds barred, no quarter given. We got shellacked. We got slapped around. It was a thorough beatdown every which way, and twice on Sunday. Holy smokes. This was not pretty in the least. So, people were like, hey, man, what you going to say about it now? Well, you know what? We're here. We're going to have to talk about it. We're going to have to face the music, especially given all the love and support we had given the team up to now and the way that we had been championing for them to be crowned the number 1 seed going into the tournament. Clearly, they did not perform up to that expectation this game. Joining us for this depressing discussion, first, as always, producer Jay Bizzle.
There ain't nothing better than making sure that you take care of yourself and take care of what you're responsible for. Make sure you get those shots out there. Keep your vaccine straight. And as a super special guest appearance, coming from the state of Illinois, I want to introduce, I'm going to have him introduce himself. It's none other than the professor. Professor, why don't you introduce yourself? You got to get off of mute, buddy.
Holy smokes! This is the only professor in the world that doesn't know how to use Zoom. Holy cow! Come on!
I feel like Jeremy Lin just got called up from the G League to the pros. I've been waiting in the wings, man. I've been waiting in the wings to join the show, and I finally got the call up, and here I am. And then I blow it by going on mute. Wow, that's Rook.
Wow. Well, hey, baby, shake it up. You got to be like the Michigan Wolverines basketball team. They just had their big call up, another big chance to show out in front of the nation, and they blew it too. So you got to be like them.
Amazing. It's all right. It's all right. You need one of those. You need a couple of losses.
There you go. Well,
you need a couple of losses.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That
wasn't a loss.
Yo.
A loss.
I'm speaking from
the only Mr. Squarehead is revved up and ready to go. Take it away, Mr. Squarehead.
You need a couple of losses.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No, dude.
We do not deserve even a number 1 seed. I could argue that this loss drops us to a solid 2 seed. You cannot be a 1 seed in the tournament and lose by 30 points. And this could have been a 40-point, just a destruction if they had kept going.
You need the losses. You find out
you need the losses. Give me a break, man. This is an absolute demolish. This is embarrassing. This is just embarrassing.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm speaking from personal experience, having experienced a national championship myself in 1995. 2 losses in the season for the team that I supported then. And trust me, that's the kind of thing you need going into the NCAA.
Did they lose by 30 points?
Hey, let's finish off the introductions, guys. Finish off the introductions here.
Holy smokes.
Get this professor out of here.
Let's take a break for just a second to introduce our final panel member for tonight. Always in his reclined position, the one, the only CrossFit king of the Tyson's Corner area, nameless guest.
Oh, not the happy occasion tonight.
Yo,
but that was not a loss.
Why does nameless guest look like he's about to pass out?
That was a stripped down humiliation. That's the problem.
Yeah, that was a drop your trousers, drop everything, and spread them cheeks open. That's
especially against the Fighting Illini, man. That's got to hurt a little bit.
Well, full disclosure, folks. We got to take the smacks around, because we put it out there. This one hurts especially bad because the Illinois. I keep mispronouncing the name. The Illini coach Brad Underwood had started this whole thing by running his mouth about Michigan and our scheduling. So we were especially hyped up to try and beat the Illini. Number one, just clinch the regular season Big Ten championship, and number two, to shut his pie hole. But you know what? Didn't turn out that way at all. Instead, we got smacked around.
That was a spanking.
That was. I'm laughing now just because I'm half drunk already. Trying to drown the misery.
That box score looked like a first half box score. But it was a full game, man. What was it? 1 of 7 on 3-pointers? That is brutal.
I'll put it this way. Our big three, okay? Hunter Dickinson, Isaiah Livers, and Franz Wagner. This beautiful trio that have been playing beautiful basketball during our win streak. Holy smokes. They went from the Three Musketeers to the Three Stooges in this game.
The Germans did not show up today, did they?
Oh, it was like 99 Luft balloons. They all floated away. Holy smokes. You know what I'm saying? It was atrocious for all three of those guys tonight. I think Hunter was like 1 of 6. I don't know the exact numbers. Franz was like 1 of 6, and Isaiah was like 2 of 5. It was just struggle city for all three of them all night long. And, that's going to be the case, then, man, there was just not much else for the Michigan Wolverines to try and do. But before I start running my mouth too much, let me stop there because we're trying to do a tight 10 and turn it over to the panel to get their reactions and points of frustration after watching this debacle.
I mean, obviously, it wasn't a good game at all. There's no walking around it. And I mean, it's just one of those games I think you just need to walk away from and then figure out what you're going to do for the remaining 2 regular season games. It doesn't put a crimp on the goals of, winning the Big Ten tournament, etc. And, it is rhetoric, or it's kind of cheesy to say like we needed a loss before we got to the tournament and stuff like that. But yeah, more than 20 points. That hurts. That hurts a lot.
No way. This game.
Can I finish my comment first? Thank you. Can I finish my comment first? Thank you. Thank you. Can I finish my comment first? Thank you.
Producer, use the mute button.
So I think that if what's more important, I think at this point is how do we bounce back against a rival, right? That's the next game. I believe it's at home, so I mean it's going to be another home game that we need to muster up here. So there's nothing I can say. We got shellacked. Some of the weaknesses that we have on our team that we kind of knew about already got exposed again. I mean, that's kind of like how we ran against OSU. That's kind of against an athletic team. That's going to be something that we have to deal with. So let's see what happens afterwards. I mean, that's the only thing that we can say on that one.
Hey, for somebody who keeps saying there's nothing more to say, you sure talk a lot, Mr. JB. Let me tell you something here. This game exposed Michigan as borderline frauds. And you're saying that this game exposed our, Livers cannot create a shot when he has a decent defender on him. Hunter Dickinson, when he gets in foul trouble, he's got to come out. So we had nothing for Burn. And then number 3, Isaiah, what's his name? Eli Brooks. That dude, does he play defense? That guy, he was guarding Frazier. Did you see him? He got abused by Frazier. And we lost to an Illinois team at home who didn't even have their best player playing. And we could have lost easily by 30 points. This is not just a loss. Oh, we needed a loss. I mean, this isn't like a 10-point, 12, 13-point loss. This was a 25 to 30 point blowout at home without their best player. We are not a number 1 seed. Solid 2 seed.
Solid 2 seed. Okay.
Yo, in
So
keeping
there's
with
only
the
a difference at most 4 places. Okay, yeah, okay. It's not that big a difference. Okay?
Wait a second. We were talking about whether this team was the overall 1 seed just a few days ago. And you're
This
saying now
team,
a
in my
solid 2
opinion,
seed
still
is not
a
it's
number
only a
one
4
overall
points difference.
team.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Despite the outcome of this game, I'll tell you why after I give you guys a chance to speak.
I would like to hear that. So I'm going to make this fairly brief in keeping with the spirit of the tight 10, a concept very foreign to us all here, very dubious that we will pull through on this one. But let's see. Let's keep the tape rolling, okay?
Yeah, you just wasted 30 seconds.
For real, that was about a minute of waste right there. Come on, let's go. Take that.
Far less than the ramblings of producer JB, which was even much less than the drunken rants of our Big Reg, okay? So
Yeah, but I edited all that out in the last video. I cut it all out.
Okay, fine. 2 words here. Soul crusher. Soul crusher. Dude, this was not just an ordinary loss. We came in with some pretty high hopes. Rolling, momentum, coach of the year. We vaunted up to number 2 in the country. We starting to get some shift, as JC from Sunnyside likes to say, and we just couldn't handle it. As soon as we get up there, we soiled ourselves. That was, I think this is going to have ramifications.
Okay.
So convince me otherwise, please. We need some nursing back up to a little bit more optimism, because this was terrible.
Wow, the pessimism is deep. Pessimism is deep in this crew right here. This is my take, and I still stand by it. Even if it was an ass kicking, sometimes an ass kicking lights a fire under the team. Good coaching will take a team that just got its ass handed to them and bring them back. So let's see what happens with MSU the next 2. And I guarantee that with a coach like Juwan Howard, they are bouncing back.
Oh, come on, man. That's easy to
momentum.
say against a Michigan State team. Come on. That what is barely 500. Come on, man. Oh, come on. Get that out of here. They're going to bounce back.
And trust me, they're going to bounce back.
Get that out of here.
They're going to win the Big Ten tournament, and then they're going to ride the momentum all the way into the NCAA tournament with the number 1 seed. It's going to happen. I guarantee it. Like I said, I've experienced it's deja vu for me, man. I've been on a team with 2 losses. I know what it's like. And losing against a certain Cal team back in the day was very, very painful. But a team, especially a team that's coached well, it's going to bounce back. Guarantee.
Those who are wondering what the professor's talking about, you may not know this, but he was a preferred walk-on the UCLA 1995 championship team led by the O'Bannon brothers, Charles and Ed. Is that right, Professor?
Former NBA professionals, Charles and Ed and Charles O'Bannon. That's correct.
Well, very, very, very brief NBA careers. Let's be honest. Anyway, producer JB, any other thoughts that you want to bring up to refute all of the verbal umbrage that Mr. Squarehead has leveled against this Michigan Wolverines basketball program?
It's questionable when the alleged Mr. Squarehead, the oracle of this group, actually predicted a solid victory before the game even started, and then quickly flip-flopped all the way to, well, I said that Illinois was guaranteed to win. I mean, this is what it is. This is what it is. We got to deal with it. We got to get through it. It doesn't look like this team is a number 1 overall. I guarantee, and I admit that. But that's saying for now. Right now, we might not be the number 1. How we bounce back from this will determine whether or not we are valid for that. I still think we're a number 1 seed in the tournament. I don't think anything is taken away from losing to a top 5 team on there.
Plus, we
We lost
just,
to it.
we just beat 2 top 10 teams, man.
It doesn't matter for Mr. Squarehead.
These guys aren't scrubs. These guys aren't scrubs.
We lost to a Illinois team by 30 points.
It's 23 points. You don't know how to do math.
23. They brought in their bench, the entire scrubs. It looked like 8 minutes left in the game. Come on.
It's not the points. They beat us.
They shellacked us, man. They
Yeah,
shellacked us. It
not the
wasn't even
point.
close. It should have
Within
been
4
50.
minutes into the second half, it was like over. 4 or 5 minutes. Within 5 minutes, it was
It was
totally
never close.
dead.
No, it was close. It was close.
Yeah, the first 10 minutes when the score was 10-10.
The first half of the first half. First 10
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
All right. Here's my take on this game. All right. Number one, obviously, I can't pronounce the young man's name, so I'm not even going to try. But the star player of Illinois, what's his name?
Coburn.
No.
The
Come
star
on, producer.
player, guard.
I something.
Io DeSumo.
The Sumu. I don't want to disrespect him by mispronouncing his name. The Sumu, obviously he was not playing. So it was predicted that Michigan, I think the line was up to 9. Michigan was favored by 9 by tip-off, et cetera, et cetera. Didn't happen. But if you watch the game, the first 10 minutes or so, it was a slugfest. Neither team could do anything offensively, right? But really where they started to pull away was when they started to get offensive rebounds. And we got killed on the boards today. And, you know, if there's one thing I've always learned in my life when it comes to offensive rebounds, you know what the key to our offensive rebound is? Effort. Effort. So the thing for me that drove their victory was the offensive rebounds. I cannot count how many times they missed a shot, got an offensive rebound, kicked it back out, and hit a 3. I mean, that was just happening over and over and over this game. So, like, we'd get a stop, but we couldn't get the rebound.
They had 12
Flip that
offensive
on
rebounds.
the other side,
12 offensive rebounds.
which is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Flip that to the other side. We kept missing shots, and we couldn't grab a single offensive rebound. How many did we have the entire game?
5.
I'm sure.
5.
Yeah, I'm sure it was a lot less than what they got, right? 5. So, for me, the offensive rebounds told the story of our effort not being there. In addition to the offensive rebounds, the loose balls we didn't get to either. So for whatever reason, we were playing like we were in quicksand tonight. I don't know why that happened. I don't know the what's, where's, and when's. But it was evident in the results. Number two, this team, how to put it? When the going got rough, they stood around on the offensive end. The movement, the fluidity, none of that was there tonight. And I don't know why that was. I don't know how it turned out that way. But, you know, a lot of the offensive sets turned into hero ball versus team basketball.
Only 4 assists.
Yeah, horrible. For an entire team to get 4 assists is horrible. So those two things, as far as stats, stand out, but it shows in the eye test, the rebounding and the assists. So moving forward from that, this would be soul crushing to me if this was the case. Our coaching staff were not able to diagnose and correct these things. If we were to sit back and say, hey, is this coaching staff able to diagnose and correct the things that happened in this game? If they can do it, then I ain't got no problems losing this game in this way. I shouldn't say I ain't got no problems. I should say it's not soul-crushing to me that we lost this game in this manner, because the coaching staff is going to be able to identify and rectify the problems that led to this defeat. Then the second half of that, though, then is, are these kids coachable enough to receive that criticism, to receive the instruction, and then implement it in the next game? And what we've seen so far from this team, this Michigan team, is that this coaching staff and the players have that kind of relationship where they can take the criticism, where they can internalize it, and then have it or make the necessary corrections and execute at a higher level the next game. So for me, even though this loss is so disappointing, for me, it's not soul crushing. And I land more on the side of the professor when I say that this, although it is a painful step, it is still a step that we are going to make going forward instead of a step backward. So I put my trust in Coach Howard. I put my trust in the rest of the coaching staff. And I put my trust in those young men on that team that they can learn from this experience and get themselves better for a great run in the Big Ten tournament and the NCAA tournament.
100% agree. Here's the other thing, right? You know what they're going to be practicing this week. Coach is going to work them hard, right? They're going to be crashing the boards. They're going to be boxing out. They're going to be working hard to fix the problems. Sometimes you need a game to help you diagnose what your weaknesses are. The other thing that I'm going to mention, and this is something that's a little less measurable, but I think it's equally important, senior leadership, right? How many starting five on that Michigan squad are seniors?
Well, 3, including Mike.
3
Smith.
out of 5, right? And then you got the young bucks who light the fire under it, right? But senior leadership is so important in the NCAA tournament, man. Right? Come game time, high pressure situation, even if the crowds aren't there, the seniors, they're the ones who keep the ship going the right direction, listening to the coach, executing, and that's exactly what I think is going to happen here. When you got these guys who know how to play the game, who've been coached, you know, granted they had to have a change in coach, but they know what they're doing. And that's going to make all the difference once you get into the NCAA tournament. And, you know, it's like a new season when that tournament begins, right? And so who you have on your team, leading the team, that makes all the difference. And that's an intangible, but I think it's an intangible that we
Come on, man. You're giving analysis, like boilerplate analysis of any March Madness team. Of course, you're going into the March Madness. He's like, oh, senior leadership. You need players that are coachable. You need a coach who's going to willing to lead. All we're saying is this loss to Illinois is not just another loss. This is, as Nameless said, soul crushing. You cannot lose by 30 points to anybody and say you're an elite team. Nobody on this panel is saying Michigan sucks. I've said Michigan is a very good team, but they got exposed tonight. They are not an elite team. They're a very good, solid 2 seed.
You know, I could have done without the absolute annihilation. I mean, just give me the loss that builds my character and give me something to work on. I could have just done without this national viewed. I mean, the anticipation was high, not just for Michigan fans. Throughout the land, the momentum was growing that, come on, let's give Michigan Wolverines some credit here. Let's leapfrog them past Baylor. And we just soiled ourselves. Like, this is not, I could have just done without that aspect. And let me just clarify real quick here. When I say soul crushing, I'm not referring to the nameless guest soul. I'm referring to even the senior-led members of this team. They hang their heads. There's doubt that can creep in to these young men, even the seniors. And, you know, I'm hoping they bounce back. I'm not down on this team. I'm not going to kick them when they're down the way, hey, sorry, Squarehead. I think you trash our boy Livers a little bit too much. We love our boys, okay? We're going to support this team. But, man, I worry about their PTSD effect here, okay? Come on. Bounce back. You're not you got dressed down, but it's not going to be easier to forget.
I will say, last thing is that with a crushing defeat like this, it was kind of shocking to see from the coaching staff itself, just kind of like adjustments, in-game adjustments that could have been done. I honestly think Hunter Dickinson should have probably came out a lot earlier and had let him sit there and kind of see. I mean, if Austin Davis look here, 13 minutes, he scored 9 points. He was 4 for 4. He attacked Coburn. I thought that was relevant. I thought that was poignant. And so I there's a part of me where, you know, maybe Juwan's also just kind of like in the new era of being able to coach a college basketball team, needs to learn from this as well. I'm not saying just the players, but I think he needs to learn too, that if things aren't working, it's got to be something that he is acutely aware of how to be able to come back from that, because that's going to happen in the tournament too. We're going to go to Indianapolis. I don't know. Maybe it's just the wind starts blowing inside the stadium. You need to adjust because the shots don't fall. So a little bit of Juwan Howard also needs to be responsible for this too.
Original JH creeping in to the basketball program.
Oh,
painful.
don't say that.
Painful.
Don't say that. Why you gotta say that?
Wow.
There goes the tight 10. Oh boy, that tight 10 is taking on water now.
Original JH is everywhere, guys. Get him out of here. By Arbo!
Roped in. I'm not getting roped into that discussion. I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna say, the season is far from over. Obviously, got 2 more games against bitter rivals. But then, I want to see this team take on Illinois again in the Big Ten tournament. That's what I want to see. Whether it's in the semifinals or the finals, I want to see this Michigan squad meet up again with the Illinois squad at full strength once. Let me make sure I pronounce his name correctly. Dosunmu is back healthy. I hope that young man makes a full recovery and that he can get back on the court with his teammates so that we can have strength on strength matchup once again in the Big Ten tournament. And I look forward to that because I want to see how, because that's going to tell me a lot about the character of this team. If we're able to progress far enough in the Big Ten tournament and Illinois is able to progress far enough in the Big Ten tournament for us to meet up again, and then let's see what happens again.
To wrap up real quick, we have a subscriber who actually commented on, whether we claim that this Michigan team is a Final Four team or not. Let's go quickly around the panel. Do you think this is still a Final Four Michigan team? Wow.
Wavering. Elite Eight. Wavering.
All right. Elite Eight from nameless guest. The professor.
Yeah, this is a Final Four team.
Oh, wow. Mr. Squarehead.
As of tonight, this is not a Final Four team.
Where do we exit the tournament?
Elite Eight.
Elite Eight.
I'll
go with still, this is, in my opinion, a Final Four team. I still hold firm on that.
Number 1 seed, Final Four team.
I'll tell you this. I think we have a better chance as a 2 seed as the underdog.
I hear you. And it's about matchups.
Yeah, going in as a number 1 seed, as a favorite in the bracket region, I would rather have a 2 seed as the underdog.
I admit I do like the underdog aspect.
And I'd rather not play Illinois again because I'll just give it to you, Big Daddy, and just lay down at your feet.
Oh my gosh! Come on!
Oh yeah.
You were the one in the last video that saying you wanted to blow out Illinois to shut up Brad Underwood.
I did.
Holy
And they
smokes.
proved themselves. Fair is fair.
On,
Fair is fair. They crushed us. Solid. They are superior. Period.
Oh, come
Period.
on.
Oh yeah. They didn't even have their stud. Are you kidding me? They are the better team, bar none.
No.
Put money on that one.
No, I don't accept that. I know there's going to be a lot of people in places like Waco, Texas. They're wallowing in the Schadenfreude right now, saying, "Take that, number 2, Michigan," quote unquote. There's probably people in Champaign, Urbana right now saying, "Take that, Michigan, number 2." But I'm gonna tell you what, Buttercups. Let's meet again. And let's see what happens. Okay. Like I said, for me, this is still the best team in the nation. And for me, it's going to get proven out in how they respond to this loss. Because we've already seen how they responded to the only other loss in this season, which was a 20-point or close to 20-point drubbing at the hands of Minnesota on the road. And they came back stronger than ever. Okay. So for me, I am glad that there's only a short turnaround till the next game, which is Thursday against the MSU Sparties. So I'm glad that is the case because it's going to give us a chance to get that nasty stank taste out our mouth of this horrid loss and get back on the winning ways. So for me, I'm still firmly in the camp that this is still a number one team. Maybe not. Well, you know what? I still say this is the best team in the nation. The best team in the nation. I still ride with that.
But who's your daddy? It's Illinois. But who's your daddy? Illinois.
Right now, I can't deny the fact that we got shellacked by Illinois. I can't deny that. I can't deny that. But like I said, for me, this game, the way we lost and how we lost, it wasn't like, all right, fine. Like, what was his name? Caballo? What was his name? Caballo? He was the biggest breakout Caballo since Camilo Caballo broke out of.
Curbelo, I think.
Huh?
Curbelo.
Cabello. Yeah, Cabello. Cabello from Puerto Rico. He was the biggest breakout Cabello since Camilla Cabello from, what was it, that group? Mix 5? Whatever it was. With the Havana Na Na Na, okay? This kid had a heck of a game, and again, Illinois had a heck of a game. Can't deny that. But do I think that if we have a chance to play him again, that we could do much better and actually pull out a victory? I shouldn't say pull out a victory, but actually win and make a statement going into the tournament? Yes, I believe that.
Yep.
And to that, where's my glass?
I'll see you in the Big Ten tournament. I think that's where we're going to see it happen.
Yes.
All right, let's wrap it up. So if you have any comments on whether or not the Michigan team is worthy of a 1 seed or even worthy of a top 1 vote, let us know in the comments below. Click on the link to subscribe. Let us know if you have any other questions that you want this group to answer. We're going to be back, obviously, after the MSU Sparty game and then after the next MSU Sparty game for the rest of the week.
Yo, am I getting sent back down to the minors? I think Mr. Squarehead wants me send me back down to triple.
No, we need the professor for his ridiculous takes from 1995.
All it takes. All it takes. Built on experience and primary source research.
1995.
I raised my glass to primary source research.
Mm-hmm.
Plagiarized.
The professor always bringing in the historical perspective to modern day events.
Gotta
so
have
we can look at these things in the correct context.
You got to have the long view. You got to have the long view. Mr. Squarehead is just a short-term, short view kind of person.
Wow, the insult just flying from a guest. Wow.
Oh man, I'm gonna say this though. I had to double down on my Michigan stance because Jeffrey Cho, he called me out on my stance in the last show when I said Elite 8 would be great. So now I had to double down and say Michigan Wolverines. I'm still banking on them. Now I'm gonna take it a step up. Final 4, number 1 seed. So here we go. Road to the Final 4.
Go big or go home.
To that, I raise my glass. And we wrap this up and we say, Go Blue!
Go Blue!
Oh.